serve the interest stores, it's because you might get this as being skin cancer, stress on the head, and definite no problem. That's one of my questions that we have for from all this with your network. But make sure that you challenge that service. It was something that will make you a great but it or can still be improved. But let's have some detail and so what do you mean by I? Their mind, only the mind. That's so good. Okay. It's correct. And already there, to their independence. Now, really, an interest, positive not internationally. That would also reflect something in regard to your level of interest. Your work ethics, your culture, how you develop, how you collaborate with people. Especially when you got our friends dahil sa pag-isip mo develop ka technical. That's all the girls like work, focus, player, exceeded, the top, the okay. What do we have to do? Okay, personally, kaya sa puso, one perspective of mind, well, this person, okay, is a value add for my or that I agree. You know, but this person also goes well with the perfect mix of oil within my right? I think that's when they have technical skill because it's related with your nutrition. Okay, in which normally will happen since you guys would be on an active at a first employee because you are refreshed, right? So create an interest. Probably talk about something related that would highlight, ayan, another, binabalikan natin yung mga pag-usapan natin kanina. That would highlight either your skill in project management. Probably some of you would want to be, would want to take the path of project management. Tell a story about a very big project when you were still in college that you actually managed. How did you actually prioritize stuff? How did you delegate? That also shows leadership. When you also delegate certain tasks to your peers. How do you ensure that you created success with the stuff that you're doing? Probably those are, yes, written, but the details, okay, that would be the interest of the hiring manager, yun yung kailangan. Right? Okay? So, probably something unique to lighten up the mood. Okay? Pwede, I have this X talent. I've been to this. I've been to that. I've experienced this. And that makes it relevant as well, letter R, to the post or the role that you are applying. Okay? Sample. Normally, in my job in marketing and sales, okay, how do I create an interest normally about first meeting? Okay, I'm telling you this, I am an alumnus of EP concert chorus. Okay, EP concert chorus. Okay, di ba? Okay, and then the official university choir of EP. From 2006 up until even when I am working from 2015. With that experience of mine, I've been to 30 countries already. So thanks to concert chorus, thanks to 5 world tours that we have. Okay, how then is it relevant, okay, to my current work now? I'm currently dealing with 7 markets or 7 countries. My experience dealing with a lot of people in different cultures would actually give my role or myself to function more effectively. Ikunin mo na lang. Okay. But that's not something, okay, directly or anyone, but sometimes it's there's curiosity with the people that you're actually talking to or talking with. Okay? Now, while you are sitting here, what do you think would create an interest on someone that you're talking? Or ano yung difference sa'yo? What's unique on you? Okay? In you rather. That would create a very good starting point. Okay? For the job interview to continue. To all of that. You may not have the reasons or the answers today, but that would really help you. That would really help you. Especially when there are shared interests. Okay? Especially when there are shared interests. After I, what's the next letter? A. Which means anticipate questions. A lot of videos are actually surfacing. They talk YouTube, even Facebook, or whatever social media platform, Twitter, or especially TikTok. Okay, on tips, okay, what questions are normally asked? Diba? Who are watching those? Or have actually seen a sample of it's actually assessing how you manage to answer and quickly get an answer to a weird question. Like sometimes hindi lang weird, more realistic questions. What's the headline? Or can you give me a national news or national event that happened yesterday? Sino mga mag-think? If I ask you now, what do you think will be a headline today? Has anyone read anything? What do you think would be a headline today? It's morning. Obviously, mas mapakinggan. Obviously, hindi nag-study. So, what do you think is headline today? Yes, so. The effects po ng super typhoon sa bansa po natin. Okay, good. What else? One last. So tingin nyo, or a recent national event. See, you anticipate those types. Thank you. Thank you for your answer. You anticipate those types of questions. Why do people actually ask those? It's not just steering your mind, but also knowing if you are actually aware of the things that surround you. These are national events. This will concern a huge group of individuals, not just you, probably the company itself.
So you have to be aware as well of the things that actually are happening around. And that also says a lot. Again, wala namang perfect interview talaga. But iba pag prepared. And iba if you have already anticipated those types of questions, probably outside of the job scope. Let's say, for example, you're applying for what's your dream job? Oh, dream job.
Um, Actually, ma'am, na-artist po ang
Manga artist. Nice. Okay, and so if hindi siya, ano sa, okay, but how will you prepare? Okay, good naman yun. What types of questions would be asked of you? So nasa design, marketing, pwede sila sa marketing. Okay, sa amin yan. Okay, so those that ask, ano ba yung mga possible questions that can be asked of me? Okay, if I want to be a designer, a graphic designer, or whatever, other think outside the box. Okay, think outside the box and always anticipate whatever questions. Sometimes it's not the accuracy of your answer; it's the how part, how you were able to answer it. Some weird questions doesn't even have a correct answer. Totoo yun. Some questions would not even have a very correct, a correct answer rather. But it's the matter of how your mind have actually created an answer to answer it back to the one asking the question. Okay? Next, after A. Ano na, sa tayo sa reading T. Okay? What do we mean by T in radiate for this morning? Target, what's needed? Very similar, very similar to only putting relevant information in your resume. Now, when you are conducting the interview, you target also what is needed by the company. Try to research, if you can, the culture of the company, their virtues or values. Right? Normally, a company would not just have its mission and vision statement, but also their values, corporate values. Try to research that as well. Kasi it also says a lot on how you really want to target it. Okay? And again, research on the role that you're applying for. As you start creating your resume, okay, you can always tweak it in such a way that it will immediately answer the needs of the company that you are applying for. Yes, magtrabaho, magkaroon ng trabaho. You dedicate your time. Let's say, for example, for this company, this is what, according to your research, this is what they want. Company B, this is what they want. You can always tweak how you want to phrase it. Okay, how you want to do your resume. And also when you are conducting that interview, okay, you follow what they think would they actually need, how they actually pattern their questions, how you also observe the manner of the hiring manager asking you the questions, the mannerisms, and even the values of the HR. Because the HR is reflective of the entire company. Actually, they're the mirror, the very first gate, I would say, in a company. So always target what the company would actually need and how you think, even as a fresh graduate, how would you create that value add? Okay, that you're not just mere entering the company as a staff or a rank and file, but you are actually would be giving them something valuable, something not found in other applicants. Okay? So, ganun. And last and most important, very, very, very important, would be last letter is E, which means engage in a communication. Why did I say engage in a communication, not engage with the interview? What do we mean by communication? An interview is not a one-way street. It's not just a hiring manager or the talent attraction person asking you the questions and you actually answering the questions. It should be a communication. You also ask relevant questions. It's not just answering those. We try to also relate it, relate it, and probably if you are given an opportunity to actually ask, also prepare questions. Okay, that actually shows your interest. Okay, in getting the job or the role. Follow another tip. I was able to talk with our PNC or people and culture director the other night. And she was actually telling me, uh, not just prepare those questions, even the mere attendance. Your attendance in an interview is also very crucial. When we say attendance, kasama ang late and even a no show. Why? Apparently, I am not from HR. Apparently, employers can actually share attendance of applicants to other companies. Okay, again, hindi ako nag-HR. Apparently, pwede. Na parang, hey, this person is actually a no-show. Pwede yun. And that says a lot already on your commitment to the company that you're applying for, to the team that you will belong to. Okay, attendance. Next, when do you follow up the company after an interview? Kunwari, hindi kayo binalikan. Sabihin niyo ilang araw. Hula! Hula! 1 week? Sabihin niyo lang. 1 week? Ha? Wow, 1 day. Wow. Grabe naman yung 1 day. Okay, pero sige, sa hula lang naman. There's nothing wrong. And last, so 1 week, 1 day? Yes, sir. 5 days. Are we talking about business days here or calendar days? What do you mean by business days? Okay. So when you're saying 5 calendar days, 5 business days. Okay. Okay. Again, it may be, it's not a general thing, but normally, our advice, 3 business days. Masyado na rin matagal ang 5. It also says a lot that you are really, yung gusto mo yung role. Just in case lang, you won't be hearing anything from them, post your job interview, and you also assume that, anyway, the interview went well, why am I not hearing anything from them? Okay, so, sorry, ito pala yung nagtatime. Okay, so really engage, and that really again says a lot with how you level up your game, how you actually involve yourself in the company, how you actually do the talking. Again, it's not just talking; it should be listening. It should be communicating. Okay, you redeem what's initially written in your resume in order for you to highlight yourself more, and that is radiate. Okay, this is our session this morning, and hopefully, okay, you have actually learned a lot from this morning. So again, thank you so much. We are now opening the floor, tama ba, for Q&A.
So thank you so much, Mr. Raymond Francis Madali, for introducing JTI GPS Philippines to our delegates and sharing your knowledge on your work and your experiences in your current company.
So, alam niyo, very good impression yung 3 minutes na ginawa sa atin ni Mr. Madali. And With that, let us now move on to the open forum. Now, any participant who would like to ask their question to our speaker for today can kindly raise their hand and a marshal shall approach you.
We would like to recommend you that we will only have 5 minutes for this portion. We encourage everyone to ask their questions and share their thoughts on the talk now.
Okay, I think we have our first, yes, please go ahead. Yes.
Hello, Sir John. Good morning po. I am Mark Rico from Ilocos po. My question is po, since we will be fresh graduates, how would we answer questions like what would be our expected salary or questions like paano po namin sasagutin yung questions na how should we not hire you? Yung mga type of questions po na ganun. Mga tricky questions po.
Good question. Okay. To answer the first one, what would be your asking salary? I would suggest it really differs from industry to industry. You can do your research at the very least the average. At the average. It's not bad naman to aim for a higher salary, but we are all smart people. Be realistic. Okay? Again, this would be your very first job. Let's say, for example, after you've done your research, nakita niyo 20,000, sige, go for 25 or 30. Asking lang naman eh. Anyway, to be honest, the HR people will ground you. Will put you down, not down, sorry. Will ground you to a more realistic expectation of the salary. Okay? Again, walang masama, especially fresh grad kayo, guys. Okay lang. Do your research. It really differs from industry to industry. Sometimes, as middle ground 15, 20, sometimes it goes up to 30, even for fresh grads. It really depends. It really depends. Kung BPO, ano ba sa BPO? I don't know, baka 15 to ang FMCG corporation, probably 20, 25. If you're a management trainee, probably higher than that, I guess 30. But you do your research. To answer your question on why should we not hire, that's actually a trick question. Even I would sometimes ask that. It's actually how you frame also your answer in such a way that you will also still try to highlight the good deeds or your milestones. Okay, why should we not hire you? It's because if you are a company that would look for someone who would be more efficient doing things and not creating yung tipong na teka or masyadong mabilis gumawa ng work and will really prioritize stuff, then I think I may not be a good fit. But I think that would also, laging ibabalik nyo why should. Kung ganon. Di ba, dinok nga niya. Di ba? Trick question yun, dinok. Pero how will you maneuver it in such a way na maririnig ni hiring manager or whoever interviews you na binabalik mo siya, bakit kailangan? Ganon.
All right. Thank you so much for that grabe question and answer portion. And however, due to time constraints, we would now ending the open forum at this point and move forward with the next part of our program. Plus, you may send your remaining questions for the speaker through the link or the QR code that is flashed on the screen.
So as we wrap up this segment, we would like to express our appreciation to Mr. Madali for his enlightening talk. To commemorate this moment, we would like to present him with a certificate of appreciation.
Thank you.
So this award is a certificate of appreciation to David Carroll for sharing their valuable talk. This is certificate stand. Okay. So this award is a certificate of appreciation to Mr. Raymond Francis Madali for sharing their valuable knowledge as a speaker in Radiant Cross Connect, a sub-event of the National DOST Scholars Summit 2023 Reverberate, held from 27 to 28 of May 2023. given this 28th day of May 2023 at the UP School Statistics Laboratory.
Okay, for a quick photo picture with our program directors. All right, there we have it. Once again, let's give another round of applause to Mr. Madali for his exceptional contribution. Pero kamusta? Okay pa ba kayo? Are you still doing fine so far? Sige pa lang yan.
Last selfie, guys.
Woo! Okay, so
Ayan na. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Isa pa, 1, 2, 3. Thank you, guys. You can add me on LinkedIn if you have questions. Feel free to ask. Thank you, guys.
all right. Thank you so much again, Mr. Madali, for that very strong presentation.
We would like to remind you that they're still open for walk-in registrations for ONS. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for an engaging panel discussion that brings together experts from different fields. In this panel discussion, we will explore the experiences and insights of our esteemed speakers.
That's right. So not just one, not two, but three panelists representing the fields of government, academia, and corporate, each bringing unique perspectives to the table. Now, please join us in welcoming our distinguished panelists, Dr. Rodora Zanta, Dr. Rachel Reyes, and Engineer Drummer Pakira. Now, let's all give a warm round of applause to our speakers.
So we are privileged to have Dr. Renora Azanta with us, an academician and immediate past president of the National Academy of Science and Technology Philippines. Dr. Azanta has made significant contributions to marine science and technology, both in the Philippines and the ASEAN region.
Now joining us from the academy is Dr. Rachel Reyes, Associate Professor at the National Institute of Physics, University of the Philippines, Diliman. With their expertise in astrophysics and data science, Dr. Reyes has garnered recognition for her research and is actively involved in various innovative projects.
And last but not the least, we have engineer Jomar Pakira, a passionate mechanical design engineer and technology evangelist. Engineer Bakira is committed to inspiring the youth and advocating for STEM professions, as well as being recognized for his expertise in design and technology.
All right. Now, thank you all for joining us today. However, Ms. Reyes would not be able to join us today. However, she is well prepared as she will be answering the questions that we have for her during a video. Now, let's kick off this panel discussion by delving into the experience and motivations of our esteemed panelists. To begin, we have some intriguing questions for each of you. However, okay, kamusta naman? Panel discussion. Chikahin natin si Dr. Rodora Azanta. Am I right po? Yes. All right po. All right, Ms. Rodora, kamusta naman po? Good morning.
Hello, magandang umaga sa lahat. Mukhang nag-iisa lang ako sa panel. I came all the way from Antipolo.
I was aware that one of our panelists is now coming up here on the stage to join us here today.
Okay, so we now ask our first question, Dr. Azanta. So what are the reasons or experiences that made you decide on the path that you are currently taking?
So I am now an academician of the National Academy of Science and Technology. I was a president of the National Academy of Science and Technology. Alam niyo ba ito? Kung ano ang National Academy of Science and Technology? Alam niyo? Okay, ipaliliwanag ko para malaman ng iba na hindi naiintindihan. The National Academy of Science and Technology is the advisory body to the President and the Cabinet on Science and Technology matters. So halimbawa, kung gusto ng Presidente mag-sign kung kailangan mag-join tayo ng COVAX, we had a meeting, a high-level meeting. I was the President then to give the advice to the President, whether it was President Duterte. So we had a one-day meeting of the experts. And then eventually, we came up with a recommendation. We have to join the COVAX. It is very important that we join the COVAX. So we give very important advice to the President and the Cabinet on science and technology matters. Now, even the Senate and the Congress also seek our advice on science and technology matters. Like, for example, I have been attending the technical working group in Congress and now also in the Senate on Monday. I will be attending the technical working group on the blue economy. Okay, what is the blue economy? It is the economy that we have to undertake being an archipelagic country. We have more than 70% marine waters and only about 30% terrestrial territory. So yung mga ano natin, values that we need to acquire, the aspirations, the resources that we need to protect. Those are the things under the Blue Academy.
All right, thanks so much for that, Ms. Rodora. Now, to give us a glimpse of what Ms. Reynable Reyes has in store for us, let's watch the video presentation from Dr. Reynable.
What are the experiences that made you decide on the path you are currently taking? For me, my path in physics started really in high school, where I fell in love with the subject. But my path as a professional scientist today, as an astrophysicist and data scientist, solidified during my college years when I was in college like you. For my thesis research, I had the opportunity to submit my work and present it at the National Conference of the Samahang Pisika ng Pilipinas, or SPP. And at the time, it was in Bohol. And I got the chance to feel like I am part of I can be a part of the physics, the community of Filipino physicists, and that gave me validation that this is something that I would really pursue onto grad school and as a professional career. Fast forward to now, I'm happy to share that I find myself now part of the organizers of the SPP this year as head of the scientific program committee, and making sure that this experience will be positive and memorable for the next generation of scientists and physicists, including my students. So we will be having in Siargao in July. Really looking forward to having everyone there together in person.
All right, once again, that was this Dr. Reynable. Now, let's move on forward to Engineer John McHugh.
So, Dr. Makina, so we'll repeat the same question to you again. So, what are the reasons or experiences that made you decide on the path you are currently taking?
Again, what are the reasons or experiences that made you decide on the path you are currently taking? Okay. So actually, parang kanina I heard someone say gusto niya maging manga, something artist, di ba? Ako naman, I really wanted to be a guitarist. Ayan. Talagang I am passionate for music. I actually applied, the first choice ko for UP is Conservatory of Music. So, and sabi kasi, of course, sa times natin, unlike, very much supported pag sinabi mong manga or esports player. Diba? So ngayon, dati pala, diba? Masasabihin sa'yo, wala masyadong financial stability doon. Diba? So I have an angle, I am passionate din kasi on tinkering, discovering things. Actually took up mechanical engineering. Tapos, yung nag-mechanical engineering naman po ako, makulit din po kasi ako sa klase. Sobrang kulit ko din at I am always, let's say, na-involved sa mga away. So, hindi ko rin naisip na mapupunta naman ako sa teaching. Then, it was never my plan because nowadays our work po, to inform you guys, ang trabaho ko kasi ngayon ay to influence young ones to STEAM, not STEM kasi mahalaga pala yung arts, di ba? So yun ang trabaho ngayon all the way up to commercial. So commercial, when we say commercial, hanggang simulation. So we help companies do simulation, may it be kung gusto mong i-simulate ng tama ng bala or weather systems. So yun yung mga ginagawa. Tama ba? The path. So I guess, hindi ko masabi, di ba? Yung path na mangyayari sa buhay mo, kahit anong pilit mong gusto. Kahit ako minsan nagigitara pa rin ako, I always wish na kung pinurso ko yung pagiging guitarista, hell yeah. I think isa ako sa magiging successful sa guitar, sa rock scene. Kasi mga kasabayan mo ng panahon ngayon, they're highly successful now. So ibig sabihin nun guys, kahit ano man yan, in everything that you do, galingan mo lang. And never give up.
So parang it highlights that we could be a different person than our profession. We could still keep a different identity, pursue our passions, but also being a STEM professional in our different fields. So that's the question, no? How do you keep yourself motivated to continue doing what you are currently doing? Now to set the pace, let's hear from Dr. Rachel Reyes.
Question is, what are the struggles you have faced and what did you do to overcome them? The question is, how do you continue to motivate yourself to keep doing what you are doing? So yes, I do many things, but to motivate me, I usually make it a point to think about the impact of the work that I'm doing, the impact to the people I work with, the impact to my students, to the participants my who will attend my talks or workshops. So that includes you, every one of you on the audience, in the audience today. And I keep in mind, that I can make maybe even a small but positive impact, difference in your day, in your lives, and that motivates me to do my best and to make sure that I show up for the things that I have to do and that I want to do.
Right. You got to know the impact and difference that you can make. Now let's hear it from
Hello, what is your question? Everything, okay. I'm happy to hear from the two younger members of the panel. I was teaching at the University of here for 45 years. I was the Dean of the College of Science for 6 years. Okay, parang ako din noon, ayaw ko nung una ng science, but when I entered the science field, I stayed on. And I gave my best from day one, even up to this point, wherein I am engaged in committee works and advising even the president And the other members of the LD, we should be giving our best, and you should be committed. And by the way, if you give your best to your specialization, the whole world will be looking for you. Pag merong project sa Pilipinas, at kasama ka sa specialist doon, hahanapin ka. Asa si doktor ganyan, asa si doktor ganon, kailangan namin siya sa team. If you give your best in anything you do, not only the people around you will be looking for you, the whole world will be looking for you so that you can be part of the team. Yun ang message ko. At sa una, akala mo nyo hindi nyo kaya. Kaya ninyo yun. You just have to be thorough. The term is excellence. It's not perfection. It's excellence. Di ba ang ano natin sa UP? Honor and excellence. And sabi nga namin ni President kahapon, compassion. Lalagyan din natin ng konting compassion. So, honor, excellence. Excellence is a very important term also. Thank you.
Now, thank you so much, Dr. Rosario. Now, let's hear some thoughts from Dr. Makira on this question. How do you keep yourself motivated to continue to do what you're doing?
Okay, sino po yung naglalaro ng games dito? Naman, di ba? Sino nakalaro ng Last of Us? Last of Us. Ayos, ayos. Last of Us. Anyways, kung alam niyo yung game na yon, isa sa mga lessons na nakuha ko doon is you always find a reason, araw-araw, a reason why you move on, you go on. Diba? I-relate ko ulit kanina sa manga or anything that you're passionate, diba? Pag passionate ka sa isang bagay, pag gising mo sa umaga, syempre ganado ka. Pero if it's a freaking, diba, boring job na 8 to 5, 9 to 6, you're not passionate about. So, diba? Anyways, you have to make a balance. Para kanina you're talking about resumes, jobs. Diba? Ano ba? Babalance mo, kailangan na ba ng pera, bukas wala na mga kainin. Kailangan mo kunin na lang ito trabaho na to, or I will go to something that I am passionate. Well, for me, baka sabihin nyo, sir, dapat pinursu nyo na lang pala pagiging gitarista. Pero eventually, through time, I evolved to magustuhan ko yung ginagawa ko ngayon because what we do impacts not only yung mga matatanda, pero mga bata. So, congrats sa mga ano the Last of Us or nakalaro nun. I think that's one of the lesson again doon na always find a reason na mag-move on ka will make an impact.
Thank you so much for that insightful answer, Dr. Makira. And now let's move on to our next question for our esteemed guests. So what are the struggles you have faced and what did you do to overcome them? Let us start first with Miss Reina Bel Reyes.
Question is, what are the struggles you have faced and what did you do to overcome them? Yes, so many struggles as you know, probably know, is part of life. Top of mind would be all the struggles that we had to face during the pandemic years. Thankfully, we are slowly, maturely going back to normal things. Unfortunately, can't be there today because of the typhoon, just taking precautions. But yeah, with technology, I can also be there with you still. So the pandemic brought many good things, but also just the struggle of, I think we all experience the mental health issues because we did not have that same support and personal interactions that we are used to. And that takes a lot of courage also on our part to accept that and to find ways to cope and to um, still be productive during this time. But actually, what helped me was also just sometimes accepting that I cannot be productive and that I need time to rest, to just let myself be. And I'm lucky that I am able to get that space. Of course, while being responsible for my duties, of course, letting the people I work with know that I need support during this time. So really, yes, knowing when you need help, knowing how to ask for help, and knowing that you're not perfect and you don't have to be 100% um, productive all the time. As I believe helped me through um, through that critical time, and will continue to help me as we go uh, in life when we feel we don't always have to feel and we don't and there are times when we have to give ourselves a break, and that's yeah, good tip hopefully also for everyone here.
All right, thank you so much. It's good to remember to breathe, and you can share your struggles with the people around you. Now let's hear the insights from Radora.
So there are many struggles, as you have said, and just like what our previous speaker has said. But let me relate my struggle in relation to my first work. So actually, my first work was as an instructor at the Department of Botany of the College of Science. It was College of Arts and Science before. So my struggle was like this. I have to do teaching for more than 6 hours. Lecture, wala my lecture. And I had a passion, now talking about passion, I had a passion to do research even at that point. Discovery was very important to me. So I was reading, I had to read because I didn't want to share to my students only those that I find in the textbook or the reference book. So I really had to do a lot of reading, and I did this during madaling araw. Okay? Pag nagising ako ng madaling araw, I have to, and I still don't want to sleep, I read. Noon, libro pa kami, wala pa kaming internet. Okay? So I borrow all the books in the library and everything, even in Los Baños, so that I can be able to read them. And then team teamwork is very important. The team can really help. I was listening to the previous speaker. It is very important that you work with a team. You work on yourself, but you join a team that can help you, and then you can proceed and so on. Now, towards the end, I was leading teams, not only in the Philippines, but also in the region and even international teams for research. So teamwork is very important because you will be helping one another, but you start helping yourself. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Santa. I really like that insight in which teamwork makes the dream work. And now let's move on to our insights from Engineer Bakiran on what are the struggles you have faced and what do you do to overcome them.
Struggles. Sige, siguro 2 minutes. Isipin nyo nga guys, kayo nga on your own. Diba, impisa sa akin. Isipin nyo nga sa sarili nyo muna ngayon. Ano ba yung mga malulupit na struggles dyan na pinagdadaanan nyo? Meron ba dyan panganay dito? Meron ba dito magulang? Both of their parents walang trabaho ngayon? Meron? Meron ba dito pinag-aaral ng kamag-anak? Diba? Ako na-experience ko yung gano'n at matindi yun. There was a time in college na nandadaya pa ako ng pamasahe. Na sobrang pagtitipid. I mean, and then I met true friends. Alam niyo naman yung mga kaibigan nyo na totoo dun, malalaman pag gipit na gipit kayo. Di ba? So, to overcome those struggles, well, I guess, babalik ulit tayo sa sabi ko kanina, always find a reason, di ba? A reason to move on, to live. Di ba? And, well, iba kasi ako, I don't know to some of you, di ba? Ako kasi, I was raised up not to give up. May it be psychologically or physically, so sana. Well, in life naman talaga, di ba? Sobrang, ako na siguro tingin nyo sa akin, bata pa rin, pero sa moment ngayon, ang tingin ko ngayon, napaka-ikli ng buhay na 20 to 30, shit, ano nangyari nun? Ha? Hindi ka, mararanasan kahit ano lang di ba? High school na lang di ba? High school to college, ano nangyari nun? Ano lang ba maalala nyo at the end of the day? Isipin nyo, pagtandaan nyo guys, ano maalala nyo? Di ba, alaala lang? Di ba? Pagtandaan natin, bukod-bukod, ano maalala natin? Alaala, di ba? Pero dalawang alaala lang yun. Ano yung alaala na yun? Ha? Mabuti or masama? So, ano dapat kang itabi nyo? So, pag may nakita yung kakaran-karan dyan, di ba? Or taray-taray na matanda, ano yung memory na naipon, di ba? O, negative. So, yun lang. Siguro yun lang share ko sa inyo na lahat ng ginagawa natin ngayon, ito ay ala. So, i-keep natin yung maganda. Kasi pagtanda natin yun ang pagtingin natin sa taas, di ba, hindi na tayo makagalaw or malapit na tayo mamatay. At sa maisip mo, di ba, pagtingin mo ng gano'n, hindi ka, di ba? Hindi yung sad, di ba? So, let's make happy. Shall we?
Ito rin yung palakpakan sa happy memories ni Engineer Drummer. Now, let's move on to our fourth question. What is your most unforgettable experience working in your field? All right? So, dahil ko pakinggan na natin sa Dr. Rita Reyes.
So question is, what is the most unforgettable experience you had in your field? So there are many. As an astrophysicist, I had the privilege of doing some observations from the Las Campanas Observatory in Chile, and the night sky there is amazing. I was able to see the small and large Magellan clouds with my naked eyes, and of course doing the observations in the telescope itself. That's always unforgettable and rare experience for that's open to astrophysicists. I think another one would be seeing the result of the after long months of work and calculations and struggles and ups and downs, and finally see the plot that where we are able to compare the observations of the galaxies with the predictions of the general theory of relativity, which we eventually published as a paper in Nature back when I was doing my PhD. And of course, many such maybe smaller, some bigger experiences of revelation, doing research, I think is what keeps me and many astrophysicists, many scientists and researchers doing what we do. And being fulfilled and always excited to see what would come next.
Right? Very interesting field of work. So when I think that yung skies and observe the galaxies are now, Dr. Rodona, pakinggan mo na kami ng kasagutan.
Okay, Natutuwa ako magkwento si si engineer. Nung bata ako, ganyan ako magkwento. But anyway, marami akong unforgettable experiences. Sabi nga ng aking assistant, actually, ma'am, maganda mag-ano ng biography nyo o autobiography. Sabi ko, hindi niya yan, ayaw kong gawin yan. And anyway, yung isa sa hindi ko malilimutan, medyo negative, pero naging positive. We were doing the field work, no? Field work. Siyempre, marine scientist ako. Madalas ako nasa dagat, okay? So, yung field work na to, mga taga Southeast Asia kami, no? We were following the, parang sinasabi ni Seven Seas. Okay? We really did that. But then, yung Indonesian oceanographic vessel camped out somewhere, no? Sa Pacific. And the water was very dark. And walang islands all over. You cannot see any island. Ibig sabihin, malayo-malayo kami sa mga islands. And the water was dark. It was black. And inaayos nila yung machine, whatever it was, that comes out. And it took them more than 12 hours. And I was really praying hard na sana naman maayos. But naayos din. And we were able to continue with the oceanographic mission. We were able to collect samples from the deep waters. Minsan, our sampling gadget would take more than 5 hours to go down and another 5 hours to go up. And so we were able to complete the sampling. And so after that, I said, I will live my life to the fullest every day and forgive everyone who has failed me, has seen me. Talagang napakaikli ng buhay. Anytime you will die. And I was so grateful to God. We were able to survive that very unforgettable experience. Okay, so salamat. Okay, kapatawad ko sila naman.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Azata. Now, let us hear some insights from Kuya Jomar about what's your most unforgettable experience working in your field?
Experience working in your field. Huwag na natin pag-usapan yung mga technical, di ba? Pero lahat naman kayo maghahanap ng trabaho. Unforgettable. Dapat competitive ka lagi. No? So, sa trabaho, mararanasan nyo pagdating ng araw yung mga sip. Ikaw ba, di ba? So, may mga sigurado sa inyo, gusto lang, work lang talaga, di ba? Kunyari, technical. Di ba? Work lang. Pero, magkakaroon ng factor na nanggugulong. Di ba? Meron ulit. So, kanina, di ba? Lahat yun may experience nyo. How do you manage yung mga situations? Ganun. Diba? Unforgettable. Sa akin, siguro hindi ko na ano yun. Pero meron akong isa na experience sa workplace. Hindi sila nagkakasundo ng boss. Yung boss niya. Alam niyo yung ginawa? Hindi siya binibigyan ng trabaho. I mean, he goes to work every day, logs in 8 to 5, tapos hindi siya binibigyan ng trabaho. How would you feel, guys? Magpapanggap ka na matindi doon, di ba? Di ba? Galing nga, natiis niya for 6 months yun. Pero ako, I have seen the worst. So, sana resilient kayo, but expect niyo yan, guys, hindi perfect. Di ba? Hindi laging, how I wish, trabaho lang, di ba? Ito video editing lang. Pero itong isa, di ba? Naninira pa, di ba? Hindi naman tayo gano'n, naninira pa, so papasok yung factor na yun. Ang hirap, di ba? Hihirap. And remember guys, one day magiging mga boss kayo, di ba? Pag sa trabaho, it's me, dapat sa trabaho, wife, Kasi di ba halos pag nagtatrabaho tayo, halos magdamag kasama natin yung, di ba, mga workmates natin, di ba? More than sa jowa mo, sa anak mo, di ba? Mas lalo na pag boss ka na. Pero pag hell sa office, mayroong sip, di ba? May nanggugulo, ang daming politika, di ba? Di ba? Hindi ano. So, gusto ko lang din sana i-reiterate sa inyo. Pagdating ng araw, when you go to the workplace, always, pag naging boss kayo, di ba? Create an environment na kami.
Okay, thank you so much, Kuya John Mark, about that answer. So we would now move on to the next question of this panel discussion. When the work gets stressful, how do you keep your mind off the matter? Let's start off with Dr. Reina Del Reyes.
And last question, when the work gets stressful, how do you keep your mind off the matter? That is a good way of putting it. I think for me, yes, what really helps is putting things in perspective. Because yeah, at the end of the day, we're very small, and yes, we make an impact, especially with the people around us. But in the large scheme of things, things don't go well, or things some seem like they're not going the way we would like. It helps to step back and then see yourself from the larger point of view. Maybe you could even see the cosmic perspective, and that takes the burden a bit, lightens the burden, and hopefully gives you more, makes you more relaxed and centered in the place to actually um, move forward and be, yeah, maybe even be more open to the solutions, to creative solutions, because you're not too tense or frustrated. So, the difference. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that. Now, Dr. Rodon, alam ko maraming stressful sa buhay mo.
Thank you. Siguro hindi nyo may imagine na ginagawa ko ito noon. Okay. Well, of course, sinabi na hindi engineer. Ang staff mo, ang kasama mo sa trabaho mo, parang pamilya mo na. Okay? Pag napapagod na ako, I talk to my assistants. Actually, students ko sila. I talk to them on anything they would like to talk about. Kay artista, okay, kung gusto nila mag-usap ko, nagmamarites na yan eh. So, pinapakinggan ko, pero hindi ko itina-transfer. Okay? So, I talk to them, I listen and listen. I don't give comments, kasi yung comments ko, ililipat yun. Okay? So, I talk to them, natatawa ko kung gusto nila tungkol sa artista. Okay, so I talk to them. Pag sa artista, I give comments, of course. Pag tungkol sa kasama, don't give comments. But dahil ililipat yan. Okay. Isa yan sa sa relax ko. And then I go back to my work. And then, most of the time, if I engineer, karamihan ng kasama mo sa team, you go out. Noon, disco pa yun sa amin. No? We go out. Lahat ng mga marine scientists, kasama staff namin, we go out, we go dancing. And then one time we had a foreign scientist from Denmark. Ang hilig-hilig sumayaw. Okay? And then isinayaw niya ako. Marunong pala siya magpaikot. O yung hihilahin na paikutin na. And then sabi ko, wow, that was my answer. Di ba? Marunong pala magpaikot na tulad ako. Okay, so you enjoy after your work. Work hard, play hard nga, but play safe. Don't go to areas na, uy, si Dr. Asansa nagpunta sa ganun. And so on and so forth. No? Work hard, play hard with your team, especially because it also strengthens your camaraderie. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Tata. I do believe that it is important to be fun, but at the same time, be mindful of how you spend your fun. And now let us hear some insights from Dr. Batin, from Kuya Jomar.
Stress, nako, stress. Wala, nasagot na natin ang kanina yun. How do you keep your mind on that matter? Pero ako, guys, I work 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. So, ako kasi, I see our work as hindi siya work para it's something that I am passionate. Kaya every day, hindi ako nabubore. Pero mahalaga kasi itong, mind wash. Diba? Ako nangyayari sa akin yun, alas 10 sa New Valley or either sa festival. Meaning yung peak na trabaho, tapos na, maglalakad lang ako sa kung sino ba Tagalabang? Sino ba Tagalabang dito? Or taga-Nubali, di ba? Maglalakad lang ako para po malinis yung isip ko, hindi muna isipin yung dapat gawin bukas. Anyways, pwede ba, Florence? I-announce? Pwede ba tapusin ko to, ang raffle ko? Okay. Nabanggit kanina, LinkedIn, di ba? Lahat ba nasa LinkedIn na? Nasa LinkedIn na ba lahat? May account kayo ng LinkedIn? Meron na? Ano pagkakaintindi nyo doon sa LinkedIn? Parang tambakan ng resume daw. When I ask people, ang sagot nila lagi, ay hindi pa updated. Ito share ko sa inyo guys, I pay business premium monthly, it's 2,500. Hindi Netflix I pay business premium. Just to hunt down clients sa LinkedIn. At saka gusto ko isipin nyo, hindi porket students kayo ngayon. Minsan kasi sa Filipino culture, isipin nila pag kailangan ko magtrabaho para kailangan ko mag-aral, mag-graduate, pera, di ba? Hindi yun ganun guys, di ba? Di ba? Kahit e-sport, nakikita na pera. So, ang request ko sa inyo, parang live ata tayo ngayon sa YouTube, Digital Creatives Worldwide. Buksan yung YouTube nyo. I would like to give away business premium sa LinkedIn. So sa LinkedIn, kasi yung LinkedIn, parang may LinkedIn learning din yan. Parang Netflix. Alam niyo LinkedIn learning? Di pa, di ba? Parang Netflix lang din po yun. Kaya lang nandun lahat. If you want to learn digital painting, photography, video editing website, nandun. I'm willing to give away. Ilan ba tayo ngayon? 10 of those. Dahil na po, meron po kayo. 10 of those. Kung moment lang kayo, supportahan nyo yung event na to. #radiate. #radiate. Actually, yung LinkedIn learning na yan, isa naisip ko, the need for school, ako ang naisip ko, the need for school, yung papel lang. If I wanted to be a magaling na gitarista, hindi pala ako dapat mag-conservatory, pupunta ako, hahanapin ko yung pinakamagaling gitara, di ba? Doon ako magpapaturo. I wanted to learn about mga scientific, hahanapin ko yung sino pinakamatalinong Pilipino about science, di ba? Mag-ano ako doon, mag-intern, makuha ko yung mind niya sa opportunity, di ba? Ganun gagawin ko, din nakapuli ko yung yan. Tapos, bahala na si Miss Melch kung sino yung nanalo. Okay.
Wow. 10 winners. Oh, tama. Wow. Grabe.
So, ayun na. Hindi kasi ito discussion na about LinkedIn. Kontakin niyo po ako sa LinkedIn always. I handle the top. I'm part of the people handling the top 100 Filipinos on LinkedIn. So, yes, ewan ko kung familiar ng Francisco Chingitan, kasama namin yun doon sa. So, we provide technical, pero hindi lang pala technical. Ayoko masisi, ma'am, na tinuruan kita, for example, AutoCAD. then you found out, wala palang trabaho sa AutoCAD, wala ka doon. So anong use, di ba? Nag-aaral ako ng physics, wala naman palang trabaho. Diba? So, kami ngayon, doon, problema ko na paano makatulong tayo na makahanap kayo ng either trabaho. Pag walang trabaho, kumpanya ka, di ba? Be an entrepreneur, di ba? So, yun, eventually, I discovered po sa LinkedIn para lang makahanap ng clients. And ayoko ng Fiverr kasi it's a cut-down competition, di ba? And, siguro last, mahal ka kasi ito di ba? Kanina parang narinig ko nag-uusap about sa resume. Ito guys pag ang company nag-hire, ano ibig sabihin nun pag nag-hire? Pag may opening? Ano ibig sabihin? Pag may opening sa isang company, kailangan nila ng tao para dumami yung kanilang magkadiretso na tayo. So ikaw, kaya kita gusto i-hire dahil tutulungan mo yung kumpanya natin di ba? So minsan meron na na-encounter ako na I told her to give her resume. Sabi niya agad magkano. I mean sa inyo siguro may gagawa din ng gano'n. Guys, you provide value at isa pa. Yan, mahalaga to. Pera na to. Pag-usapan natin yung pera. Hindi naman talaga di ba? Opportunity. Bakit di ba? Kailangan ng company ng tulong, di ba? Connect sa, naman, possibly, sa LinkedIn, makikita nyo kung possibly engineering manager siya, CEO, di ba? Connect kayo doon. Connect kayo, and then, siyempre, ano yung panliligaw? Provide solutions. Pag ina-identify niyo yung problema niya, magkakit lang kayo. Kunyari, mga technical company dyan. Kunyari, Google. Nakilala niyo yung program manager sa Google. Hanapan niyo ng problema yung kumpanya, you offer solutions. Friend lang, kaibigan lang. Provide them solutions. Ang mangyayari doon, magkakaroon automatic na job opening. So bakit ako maghahanap ng, di ba, I will blindly throw out my resumes kung saan-saan, tapos aasa na, di ba, na may mag-call back ng HR, tapos i-ghost ka, hindi nyo pa na-experience yun, di ba, nakakaubos ng oras yun, pumunta ng interview, ang layo-layo, naligaw ka. Ito guys, again, yung magandang technique. Connect kayo sa possible hiring manager, tingnan mo ano yung mga problema niya, ganun mo, naman talaga yun At the end of the day, relationship naman, di ba? Hanapin niyo ng problema, tapos may opening na yun. Di ba? It's an advantage. Di ba? Mas lalo na, sa LinkedIn, nakikita niyo kung UP, taga-UP din. Di ba, ma'am? Kung may job opening po kayo, taga-UP, possibly, alam ko, taga-UP rin si ma'am, taga-UP din ako, ano mangyayari sa interview? Kami possibly, malaking punto doon, mag-chikahan. Kumusta na si Sir, ma'am, ganito, ganyan, nandiyan pa ba? Oo, di ba? Pero kung hindi ko ka-schoolmate, patay tayo dyan, technical na technical. So isa yun sa advantage guys nung networking tsaka sa LinkedIn. Yun. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark. Grabe, may responses pang sa LinkedIn, So what a fantastic discussion. We're truly inspired by the knowledge and experiences shared by our esteemed panelists. Now, it's time to hear from our participants. We have a few minutes for a question and answer session. Please raise your hand if you have a question for our panelists, and our mic usher will come to your seat.
All right, I think we have our first scholar to ask her question. Please introduce yourself and cite your.
So, good morning, everyone. I am Patricia Gana, came all the way from Ilocos Norte. So the last question was about keeping your mind off the job when everything gets stressful. But let me ask it the other way around, especially if I'm about to be a teacher. How do you keep your mind on the matter, especially if you're dealing with stressful personal matters po?
Ako ba una? Okay, teaching kasi, no? Alam mo, whether you are in teaching, research, or business, or what, consider that as your life. 24 hours. Buhay mo na yun. Yung actually, off ka lang sa dali, nag-rest ka. Part na yan ng system mo. Pag-ising mo sa umaga, actually, iisip mo, itutulog ko ngayon, ganyan. It's part of your life, even before sleeping. Actually, di ba? Parang pati sa panaginip mo, kasama mo yun. Pag punas mo isang profession, and you want to be really part of that profession, make it part of your life. Hindi yung kunyari, part-time, hindi. Buhay mo siya. It's part of your life. It's your life. Yun. Passionate about it. Love it.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay na, okay na. Kung matidistress mo sa buhay. Anyways, connect po kayo sa akin sa link yun. Anyway, sa stress, talagang hindi naman mawawala yun, di ba? So, paano ba nabuhay daya mo tulad? Subjected to. Diba? Hope you get to be a diamond in the future. Okay.
All right. Now let's move on to our next one would like to raise their questions. I think we have. So for that, please introduce yourself, your name, from your school, and tell me your questions.
Good morning po. Ako po si January Dinas Pera from Bulacan State University. Ang tanong ko po sa po si Kuya, how to handle po yung mga discouragement or destructive criticism wala po sa mga tao na nagsiservisyan natin. Tulad po na teachers, na we're doing our best para matuto sila and then makakamit tayo na wala sa alam na mga destructive na para sa atin. Hello, ulit na lang po. How to handle po yung destructive criticisms or discouragement mula po sa mga tao na nagsiservisyan natin. For example po yung sa mga teachers na we're doing our best para matuto yung mga estudyante, but din makakanig tayo mula sa kanila na mga masakit na salita patungkol sa atin. How to handle po yung mga ganun bagay?
Ladies first. Okay, ako kasi pinakamahaba ang experience siguro. Alam mo, as a teacher, I always consider the criticisms of my students, no? Di ba meron tayong, ewan ko sa school, in UP, pati yung comments ng estudyante, I read it. Positive, negative. And then, kung kaya kong baguhin yung ibang ways ko, I change my ways. Magaganda yung mga positive that really makes you feel high. Kaya yung destructive, try to see what you can do with it. Pero kung bisa kasi nag-iinis lang kung pansinin, makaka-distract talaga. Kaya sa colleagues, ganun din. Competitive world ito. Matira matibay. Bisa na akala mo kaibigan mo, hindi mo pala kaibigan. Okay? You have to handle them quite well. Okay, yung know yung tinatawag, know your battles. Think about the war. Long term, the foresight, ika nga. Yung think about the future. Yung hindi mo papansinin, mo kung pansinin. Hindi kailangan pansinin. Awag pansinin. Sa superior, you have to pansin. Kasi you have to cope with the comments and so on. Okay? So, depende. You have to sana, hindi lahat ng destructive at we have to deal with them. Kasi talaga sinisira ka lalo na sa colleagues mo, sa competitive world, mag-ingat lang. Pero hindi naman mag-ingat to the point na wala ka nang gagawin. Okay? So, hindi naman kailangan mag-plastic. Just be professional. Decent human being.
Teacher ka ba ngayon? Ay, hindi po, sir. Ano lang po, parang minsan lang po na-experience as sa publication din pa, pagiging mayor sa klase.
Oo. Anyways, wala. Kailangan ka maging, kasi ma'am, kailangan ka tsaka ang hirap ng, ang laki ng, ma'am, saludo po ko sa experience nila. Napakahirap, grabe, no? Napakahirap talaga magturo, di ba? Ultimo hanggang mga personal problems. Oh, papansinin, no? Bantayado, gano'n, kasi role model kayo. Well, ganun ulit. You have to be adapt and resilient sa, pero if you choose that path, highly salute. Nandito kami ni Ma'am to support you.
Tama. Gusto ko yung part to, no? May gusto kong pabay-dagdag, sir.
Magtanong pa kayo.
Magtanong pa kayo. But thank you so much for that. I hope that answered your question. Pero gusto ko yung part na you can listen, but you must know what to absorb. Diba? So, once again, thank you so much for that question. May gusto ko ba bang idagdag?
Wala na ba? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Now, does anyone want to ask some questions? Just, okay, we have another one there.
So, good morning po. I'm Renmar Banano from Pico University. So, you mentioned earlier that when working, work becomes your life. So, you integrate it to be your personality. How do you draw the line between passion and addiction, where working becomes too much of a focus that it becomes a toxic thing? Does that happen? And how do you deal with it?
Yung addiction, masama talaga yung too much of everything is really bad. Even yung food or medicine or whatever. So, talagang dapat you assess yourself. Ang katulad ko, and then you might not even follow this. I have plans for 5 years, and plans for the year, and plans for the day, and but pag-tip doon, kasi pagka nag-expect ako doon, na-addict na ako. No, may focus ako, may goal ako, but hindi sabi, oh, kailangan ganito. Masisira na ako doon, magiging addict na ako. I have goals, I have objectives, I have plans, but it's really yung resilient kaso sa changes and so on. Kasi pagka ano ka lang, masisira na ako, magiging addict ka na. So, you're passionate about it, but you control yourself in terms of what to achieve. Pag hindi mo kaya, try to relax and find another way and relax mo na. Isang kailangan mo talagang, get out of the system and try to, but you have to go back. Yun, kaya yun ang focus din. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Parang wala naman masyado atang difference sa dalawa, passion and addiction, ang pinagkaiba na siguro ako, tingin ko, spelling. Diba? Analyze natin, diba? Passion, pag passionate ka sa isang bagay, ikaw ay addicted. Parang ganun din, diba? Kaya lang, siguro linisin na lang natin yung word, diba? Pag sinabi kasing addiction, ang eventual outcome ay negative. Yun na lang siguro, sir, ang isipin natin, di ba? Always say something positive, never negative to anyone, kahit pa negative na talaga, di ba? Para wala masabi sa atin. Then siguro, yun na lang, linisin natin. Passion, di ba? Sarap pakinggan, remove the addiction. Kasi ako, I'm passionate about guitar. Siya, gusto niya gamitin yung term na Joe Mark is addicted to guitar. Ano mas maganda pakinggan? It results, ang end result din naman doon, ano ba? Yung pa rin naman, di ba? So, sir, pwede ba yun na lang, suggest ko. Gamitin natin lagi yung passionate na.
Yun. Meron pa tayo talent portion. But ayun nga, no, very insightful answer from both of our speakers. Just to add into that, I think passion is allowing you to see the world that's around you. However, addiction only allows you to see what's in front of you. At parang hintayin na lang, ititignan na lang din. So I think That's a very nice question from our DOST scholar right there. Now, do we have a one last question that we have here? Please, there we have our. Okay. All right, please ask the question.
So for my question po is for Ms. Rodar. So from your perspective po as for someone na nag-work sa government, meron po bang cases na parang you're feeling na you're against all odds? Kasi parang hindi pinapakinggan yung sinasabi niyo po, ganun. Although parang I have facts, this is based on science. So paano po natin maka-counter po yung mga ganong cases sa work?
Napakahirap talaga working with the government. Kasi the system has been there for many years. Talaga, no? Ang ganda naman ng UP, it's not really completely under the government. We have the freedom to work, think, and so on. But pag sa pera, yan ang problema sa gobyerno. Kaya nga lagi kong sinasabi, magalit na kayo sa akin o hindi. Kailangan natin tignan ulit ang ating constitution. Okay? Pero marami sa ating constitution at ating mga batas ang nagpapahirap sa atin. In fact, I have read a review of APEC. Sinasabi na ang nagpapahirap talaga sa Pilipino kaya din siya nagdi-develop ay ang kanyang mga sa constitution and bylaws, rules natin. Hindi, ang hirap kumilos, no? When I was dean, when I was assistant to the vice president, sa UP mas madali. When I became president of the National Academy of Science and Technology, lagi sinasabi, Ma'am, hindi pwede yan, hindi pwede yan, hindi pwede yan, hindi pwede yan. And then we talked to the Commission of the Audit, Ma'am, it's in the Constitution. That is our job. So, ang dami talagang problema ng science, technology, and procurement lang. Okay? Ako number one. Procurement ng equipment, procurement even of the services. Procurement of service, medyo na namin sa UP. Pero, pag ipin-approve ng Board of Regents, madali na ma-procure ng service ng experts. Pero procurement of equipment talagang napakahirap kasi talaga na COA. Talagang mahirap magtrabaho sa government. Sabi ko nga, mamamatay na lang ako, mukhang sa tingin ko, hindi significant yung naitulong ko sa problema niya. Thank you for that question. I hope government reforms will be in favor for development. Thank you. We're trying hard.
Thank you so much for that. Meron po ba kayong gusto idagdag, engineer?
Government, tama po si Ma'am Mahirap. So kami, we deal with, siyempre po, government, and di ba ma'am, pagbayaran, naku, may immunity from suit pa nasasabihin minsan yan. So ano ba yung aspirations mo, sir? Do you want to work for the government? Diba? Pwede rin, di ba? Actually, what matters naman ulit, again siguro is yung relationship eh. Kasi ma'am, may nakikita po kami, smoothly nakatrabaho yung government. Smooth. Diba? May iba, hindi smooth. Ano ba yung between doon? Relation? May kakilala ako doon, ang bilis doon. Transaction. So siguro mag-well na lang tayo, isipin nyo lang din guys, yung ability to communicate in the relationship. Pero totoo po, ako nakita ko na po ngayon nakita ko yung pera ng gobyerno. Parang siguro nabalitaan nyo sa DepEd. Sino nakadiscover sa nabalitaan sa DepEd na laptop? Overpriced? Ano nyo? Parinig nyo? Diba? Sa DepEd, we've been pursuing them for many years na po kasi I had an Autodesk din. Autodesk. So, mas matindi yung appreciation ng STEM. Diba? Pag nagko-computer ka kasi computer, may